Okay, so this session will be hopefully short because I know Alexander is on holiday and you connected remotely, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So guys, you know that sometime back we prepared this page and we spent a couple of weeks in order to finally make it working, hopefully to your expectations. Okay, maybe not fully to your expectations, but I remember we already had some small session on which I told you I shared with you an ideas for improvement that you guys can take from here and do it. Like for example, we check the quality.
Sorry, Lucas, are you sharing some screen or not?
No, sorry, no, no.
Because I can see.
Yeah. Now I am sharing. Yes, so we created this quality KPIs PM data page, and in here you have an object navigator showing each and every vista that has active quality KPIs. Now, as soon as you click on object navigator, you're gonna get a list of objects together with the quality KPI displayed for last 5 ROPs. Okay, we don't have the data for 145 yet. That's why this column is empty for now. But if we go back, we will see that all the columns are filled with data. Now, the meaning of those columns is the column for the current ROP, or let's say the ROP that is chosen from the time navigator, is displayed as the column with subtitle 15 minutes, let's say. And then you have the same KPI displayed with offset enabled, so you can see the evolution in tabular view. And you have also the delta value, which is basically showing you the evolution in a graphical view. Now, this delta is difference between this column and the same column with offset -1 column KPI. Sorry. And this table should show us also Huawei. Yes, it's showing us also the Huawei. Oh, this I didn't check. Looks like we need to still look into the list of Huawei counters used, because to me it looks like there is one counter that is not either responding or the expectation are different. We will come back to that. However, I remember from our previous meeting, you guys asked what about on RNC level. So for RNC, there is a different set of counters that we are checking. Okay. Now, I think Alexander was interested in grouping the 2G cell, sorry, in case of RNC, it's a 3G cell values of PM quality. So I mentioned that you guys can include a grouping, right? On the you can change the report template. You can enable the grouping on the report template, for example, for cells, and then you can group the values per RNC, for example, right? And you will have your even more accurate, let's say, quality page. Now, we were facing a lot of issues. Even our R&D provided us a new hotfix that addressed the count and expected count operators available in Vista Links. So we've made it to the almost the point that you asked us for. Okay, I told you that in some cases we have to split the quality KPI into two Vista Bridge KPIs and then merge it into one KPI for inside of Vista Mart. And this is the case that we still see on the Node B on the Huawei Note B level. However, maybe we can get rid of that and restore the default configuration. if we try to revert the change I did, because again the change was done before the hotfix was provided. We had funny issue that I will also like to share with you. It's not an issue; it's the way count expected count is working. But for example, for SGSN, for a long time we could for SGSN or for MSC. I need to check that. Just now, but we had a funny issue where count is equal to 1 for one of the counters and expected count is equal to 17, and we checked why this can be like that, and we found out that basically if we enable the troubleshooting, we see that some of the counters are like expected 17 times, okay, and then we did a workaround, which I'm gonna explain to you now. All right, so the quality KPIs are modeled in a way that we have one Vista Mart indicator. I'm looking for quality of PM. All right. So we have one Vista Mart indicator. Let me try to find it. That is running for each and every instance. This one. Please have a look that this guy is stored inside of Vista Mart library. Okay. And then it doesn't have any formula. Why? Because it has a multiple resolvers. Like in the recursive model where we use multiple resolvers, this has nothing to do with the recursive model, but it's still using so-called multi-formula Vista Mart indicator. Now, the idea is to call a right indicator as per the selected Vista. So you can see that we have plenty of resolvers in here, and each of the resolver has expression based on Vista. So we check the Vista and we check the property. Okay, so if it's HSF's processor on Ericsson, then we're gonna choose the indicator Geocell Ericsson quality of PM data HSS processor BPI. Now, for maybe some interesting one, maybe all of them are interesting, but yeah, for example, RNC, right? So for RNC, as soon as Vista RNC is true, and then vendor is Huawei, then we call the Geocell Huawei PM data for RNC. What's important is also the data source. Remember, I started from the Vista Mart indicator because after all, this one is running on Vista Mart level, okay? And then it's calling Vista Bridge indicators. That's why the source is almost always Vista Bridge. Almost always. Why? Because for Huawei Node B, I added resolver to call that, to find it, to call that combined indicator. Sorry, and mobile, come on, Ericsson. Oh, why I don't see that? Mhm. Ah, okay. So this is the Vistamart guy. Ah, no. Sorry, this is the Vistamart guy. Yes. So the Vistamart guy and then additional BPI. These two, so additional and the standard one, are, as you can see, defined inside of the VistaBridge library. Why? Because those ones are the VistaBridge indicators. In a second, I will come back to the formula to explain what it's here. And then we have another one, also VistaBridge, with also a VistaBridge formula. Okay. Now we have one more, which is the node B VM, so inside of VistaMart, and this guy doesn't have a Vista Bridge formula, it has a VistaMart formula. How do I know it? Basically, I'm looking into the library. So as soon as you store your indicator inside of the VistaMart library, then when you edit the formula, you have a syntax checker. You see, so as soon as I do some mistakes, I have a syntax checker for Vista Mart formulas. For Vista Bridge formulas, I don't have any syntax checking. So whatever I put here, it's Vista link who decides if it's correct or not. Right. So as you can see here, we have two nodes B Vista Bridge indicators. Now, I said I'm gonna explain the formula. Why? Because Vista Bridge formula for quality KPIs are always the same. It's 100 times and then mean, which is average, of multiple values. And now the multiple values is basically a division of count versus expected count on a selected counter. In here, in this formula, we are checking two counters if they are present inside of the PM file. So for each node B on Huawei, we will check how many values, how many values of indicator, sorry, not indicator, but counter 50332565 inside of table 5033165 and we will divide the number of those of rows with this counter, let's say for the particular, for the selected node B, we will divide it by expected count of rows of the same counter. And then because we want to have a mean on multiple counters, then inside of mean, let's say not attributes, but values that shall be used for my mean, there are two values, again one more counter, which is 5033256, right? This is the case for Vista Bridge for each and every Vista. This is how we do it. So if we go, for example, to Huawei RNC, which is a single Vista Bridge counter, you will see we are checking for one, also for two counters on RNC level of Huawei. Then because those are the Vista Bridge, sorry, because those are, let's go back to the node B. So we have two Vista Bridge indicators and then one Vista Mart, which takes both Vista Bridge and also calculates the mean. Okay, so it's a mean of means, maybe not the perfect way. Actually, we can get rid of the mean. No, we need the mean value here. We need the mean value here as well. So basically, it's a mean of means, but as soon as one counter is gone, you will notice a drop in the value. So this thing works. So because the node B on Huawei has like this intermediate indicator, then if we go into the main, again, main quality KPI that is running for each and every instance, no matter what are the resolvers, what are the intermediate, like in case of node B, that's really no matter, because again, we run only this guy, and then I just want to show you again this node B. So for example, the node B on Ericsson has a source resolver, has a source Vista bridge. Yes, because node B on Ericsson is a single Vista bridge indicator, which is this one, Geocell Ericsson quality of PM data node B. But on Huawei, the difference is that the source is VistaMart. Why? Because we are calling the VistaMart indicator. And then inside of this quality of PM data main KPI or BPI, we can call it, we are calling this. Then this guy knows exactly that he needs to have a values coming from two Vista bridge, and it will start those two Vista bridge. Okay, it will start those two Vista bridge. So we only start quality of PM data, and that's it. We don't do anything else with the model for quality KPIs provided. And also, when we go back to the page, the same report template is displayed no matter each Vista we choose in here. Okay, no matter which Vista we choose in here. And this is because again, only one KPI is used for each and every object. Now, so we already covered, let's say, the interesting bit for the node B on Huawei. What else was kind of interesting, like a small workaround we had to apply, was, as far as I remember, SGSN. Just let me quickly see. Yes, I'm gonna copy that formula. Okay, I'm gonna copy it to Notepad. Why it's interesting? Again, we are doing the mean on set of counters. One of the counter, actually two of the counters, the ones that have is null here, are not really using count divided by expected count. This is the case where I told you that the count is equal to 1, but the expected count is equal to 17. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are dividing count by count. So actually this is not really cleanest way, but if we want to monitor this particular counter for SGSN, we have to go this way, and I will show you in a second why. But imagine that count is 1 or 2 or anything, so it's gonna be 1 by 1, which is 1. Fine, this will be my value coming out from that expression. If it's 0, then 0 by 0 is undefined. Okay, and in VistaMart, if we keep it like, and even in Vista Link, if we keep it like that, it will make the whole guy undefined. This why we are using the is null operator. So in case that there is no counter attached GPRS, then we replace that value with 0 because there is no counter. Okay, and then this is not really undefined. We don't really divide anything by anything. It's simple as 0. So that was a workaround. Now, how did we get into that workaround? Basically, Vista Link for Ericsson and for Huawei, right now they're both running in so-called troubleshooting mode on. If the troubleshooting is on, you know why we need it, I guess. We have so many issues, so we need to catch more details than normally you let's say that you need. That's why the troubleshooting is always on. So what troubleshooting mode gives you is that every time when Vista Link processes something, it creates a file called table dump. So it dumps the counters and all the instances into a text file. So you don't even need to check into the PM files. You can use that dump to get familiar what was in the PM file and why it's in Vistamart. So if we go to the directory VL data, I think Ericsson troubleshooting, and then we do ls alert. I'm gonna look for a table dump files for what was the table I want to use, measurement. Okay, that. Right. Now, if I see one of the table, you see that it has a table dump word, then it has a table name, then it has a display rate in seconds, which is 900 seconds, and then it has a timestamp. So I'm gonna take the most recent file. Just I'm not really interested in any particular value, but I want to show you something. So this file contains elements that were retrieved from table called measurement MIAS MM, right? And in here we are looking for you know what, it's gonna be easier if I open that in Excel, I think. Yeah, because it's kind of difficult. Sorry. I think I got disconnected. Okay, so in here we have that's the content of that file. Okay, it's not very user friendly, as you can see. However, what we are interested in is the SGSN's node. Why? Because the SGSN routing areas also have the MIAS MM table. Now, what happened is that we have those are the SGSN. Those are the SGSN. What's this? Entries. Okay, and then if you look here, we have 11 rows. Okay, but for the counter attach GPRS attach, there is only one row. That's why count versus expected count, this is the expected count, is not giving us what we want. This is why we had to apply this workaround and check only one, I mean, to do count divided by count. Is it clear, guys, so far? Do you have any questions?
Yes, Lucas. Lucas, can you hear me?
Yes.
What are those other entries for that counter where it is null?
Yeah, so as per R&D, this table is like not really a spatial aggregated, so like it has multiple entries, but this how Vista Link see the content of the file. And
so the file comes with multiple entries and counter. This counter repeats in each entry. Yes.
Yes and no, because you see another counter from the same table. Okay, for example, at ps paging pros IO comes multiple times. Okay, so what you said is true for another counter in the same table. For you, it is still most likely strange how it can be that you have one counter in the same table. It's because the way SGSN protocol template files are designed. So if we go to the protocol template files, Ericsson, config Ericsson ini, and if we you see the table MIAS this is the table inside of InfoVista platform. Okay, it's not a really table inside of the PM file. This table is a concatenation of tables which have different job names. As you can see, the table MIAS underscore MM inside of InfoVista, or inside of Vista Link, let's say, take counters from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different different tables if you look into the PM file, because each measurement job name is like a different table inside of the PM file. That's why when you concatenate that, okay, into one table, the multiple jobs, this is what you get. I am 100% sure that this counter is coming from a different job name than the one that we are looking into. And this is why we have that inside of the table dump, and this is why Vista Link expects to have equal amount of counters, which is of course not possible if we look into the way we fetch the counters.
But in fact, it doesn't mean that this counter repeats 17 times in one file.
No, as I said, because you see, imagine you have two different tables inside of the inside of the PM file. Now this counter is there 10 times. Okay, because it's a different job name than the counter that is this counter. This counter comes from a different job name, and it's only there one time. But if you do some kind of union, okay, on the SGSN based on, again, those jobs, if you merge it into one table like we do for our purposes, then this is what you get. Only one time the attached GPRS, and at the same time you can see there is no value for other counters. But this is your key, this is your SGSN. So in future, when you get values that you don't expect, if you ever start working on the quality to improve it, to add more counters, in future, if you build your formula, and let's say it's gonna be an easy one without this let's say it's gonna be an easy formula, okay? Count divided by expected count, and the values are different from expectations or no values at all. Then what I suggest is to enable the troubleshooting mode. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So in the directory opt-info Vista, Vista Links, eMobile config, you have a troubleshooting properties file. And in here, you enable troubleshooting by changing the troubleshooting dot activated from false to true, because most of the time it's going to be false, right? You don't need to troubleshoot every day. You want the platform to simply work. But in case you need the troubleshooting and those table dump files being generated, then what you do is you enable the troubleshooting by changing word false to true. Then you save the file and then the standard stop and then start, and that's it. And then you will have the table dump files in the troubleshooting directory. So then you can see what is actually going on with your counter used for your quality purposes. And then you can identify, so yeah, because this is actually merging of multiple job names into one table. So in InfoVista, Mias underscore MM is like a virtual table, right? This table, yeah, it exists as a job name, but we are adding different counters to the same table.
Okay, and what about counters which are per routing area, for example, per location area? For example, we have 10 location areas in routing areas, yes, in SGSN. So it means that expected count should be 10.
Not really,
Yes.
because counters for routing areas, the routing area, they also have its quality. SGSN routing area WCDMA, each routing area has its own quality. And again, if you need to now group the values for each routing area, feel free to do it. You can add on the fly grouping and use some minimum or maximum or average. It's like with cells, right? It's the same approach like with cells, the routing area. And a very good question, Alexander. Why? Because the SGSN routing area, they are also sharing the table Mias MM. All right. So if we go into the into our file, we can see that there are routing areas. Now we can also actually unselect it and choose only one routing area to see if it has multiple entries. No, so this is kind of easy, right? The counter, if it's here, and then it's here.
Okay, it means that if we want to check quality of, for example, SGSN data, yes, we have to choose separately one by one SGSN, then SGSN routing area, then SGSN plugin unit, etc., etc. Yes.
Or you can improve the reporting to make it simple. I mean, to make it more to if you think that grouping on the fly is a valid thing to do, then yes.
For example, you have here 4 SGSN related vistas, let's say, yes. Can we check this quality KPI using only selecting SGSN, yes, and then to have different, I don't know, maybe displays or table with different SGSN instances, I mean SGSN proxies.
Yeah, as I said, yes, you can. You can do it using the on-the-fly grouping.
On the fly grouping, I can use, for example, between those two SGSNs that you are showing now, yes?
And
But if I,
you can also do on the fly grouping between the proxies, and you can group based on the SGSN. So you will have in here we see we have two SGSNs, right? So as soon as you enable grouping per SGSN on the SGSN plugin unit, you will have two rows.
yes, for sure, but if I want to see at the same time, so it means that first I have to go one by one on this vistas on SGSN, then on on the SGSN plugin unit, then SGSN routing area GSM, SGSN routing area WCDMA. Yes. And then do that on the fly grouping.
You know what? Let's try to quickly.
Can I mark all of SGSN proxies and
Yeah, look,
put on one
I will
report?
try to do that. Okay, I will try to do that. So I'm changing the page. I'm gonna copy this little fellow. I'm gonna copy this little fellow to my clipboard. I place it here. Okay, and then I will call it SGSN proxies. Okay, now I will edit this guy. I will enable grouping. I'll enable grouping per property maybe. Let me quickly see if on the proxies we have a property with the SGSN name. So we want the SGSN plugin unit routing areas. Okay, and then let's see if we have some. We do. Okay, we do have, but it's per Vista. So what I need to do is I need to have like multiple report templates or create a pro. But okay, I'll show you just the idea with a single property. So the property will be. No, it's in the common, I think. Mock SGSN plugin unit. Okay. Okay, so I have heard that, and now I still need to set up some criteria on Vista, and then Vista will be the plugin unit. Okay, now I need to add a tool to synchronize it. This part, I want to synchronize it with SGSN proxies, and then Better would be to apply the criteria on the report template and call the report template. Okay, then you might actually be able to do the all the proxies. Actually, yeah, you can. Anyway, duck, not selected item. I'm gonna do the target based only. Why? Because there is no relation between the branch on the report template. Sorry, the branch on the object navigator showing the word SGSN with the actual proxies. So that's why I'm not going to pass any criteria. I will just open using the target based only. I will just open the what's this? As soon as I click on my SGSN, oh yeah, but it's automatically here. Okay. Almost there. The thing is that right now I have one big, let's say, line, and then I have the name of the proxies. Do I have some? Ah, I don't even have the overall. So we need to have a dedicated report template for that. Okay, so in order to have the dedicated report template, let's have this one. It's quality PM data all. So let's open the report designer. Quality PM data all. This one, right? Open. Okay, and now we have to enable the aggregation. What do you want? Average, right? All the proxies on the fly, average or minimum?
Let's have average.
Because it's an average, I don't think the delta will work, okay? Because normally it simply displays the column value, which is delta. So, because I don't know if you know, but maybe when Vistamart saves value, it doesn't only save the value itself, it also saves the delta, it saves the minimum and maximum of the value and max time ID and the quality of the KPI. Okay, so in here we were displaying the delta in order to see if value changes during the over the time or not, between now and the previous value. So in that case, because we are applying the on the fly average, this will not really be valid. Then I will remove that column. Okay, I will remove that column, and now I will save the report as, and I will make it save. You remember I did the some criteria and the what's this? I did the criteria and I did the grouping on the on the display, not on the report template, okay? But you can apply also the criteria or grouping in the report template, okay? And then you can combine the display groupings with report template groupings, whatever. But because I just want to give you some ideas, that's why I'm using a mix of it. This might be done a little bit better, I think, because you see, for SGSN we have multiple proxy types. Therefore, it would be you still can again think of how to improve that bit. Okay, but for now, let's have a look. Set up this display, and then we'll replace it with average. Right. Okay. Now save. No, not working. It works. Again, this is only SGSN proxies, but plugin unit. So, but do you get the
Okay.
idea? Do you get the idea that you can achieve what you might want, right? For
Yes.
the interesting stuff.
Okay.
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 Now, one thing, the SGSN is showing 93.75. Why is that? It's because the counter provided by you and requested by you is not really answering. I don't remember which one is that. Just a second, maybe I'll find it. Wow. Soon I'm planning to share with you a handover document, a draft version of the handover document, so you can see what we put and maybe ask us to put some. Do not really review it fully, but you might get familiar with the chapters that we are working on, and maybe if you have some comments, then we can implement them. But so far 70 pages, so it's like I hope you're gonna like it. We have some nice model design, the description, some nice pictures, how the model is built, what are those properties, different grouping types, how we build indicators. You all know that already. But yeah, at some point you might go back and learn again, right? So we already covered a lot. Still work in progress. So again, even that we share, it's gonna be more a draft to show you what we have done so far. Is it back? No, it's not. Come on. Maybe you have some questions before it comes back.
Not from my side. Oh, by the way, did you put that counter by Node B in Huawei that I mentioned that you should replace it from cell to and put it to the Node B?
I addressed most of your comments, maybe not all, because you know, when I tried and we had these crazy values, when at some point I gave up on it and I asked Rahim to follow up on that subject. Let us quickly check, maybe. Okay, Huawei Note B. Okay, Abasha, Nelly's favorite. Then we go to the quality of student data. This guy takes two node B and node B additional. Do you remember the counter?
Oh, I don't remember these codes of counters. And I'm not connected to my
Okay,
PC.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. That was the email with attachment, so I'm only looking into the uh, emails with quality KPI. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. That was to take from, should be removed from C quality on Huawei. Counter 86 and 46 should be removed from cell and used for node B. 386 746 386. Not in here. Oh no, this I didn't. Okay, so I will add this. I'll try to merge them back into one into one indicator. Yeah, simple as that. We'll try with the new hotfix to have everything in one, and okay, so I'll add it.
There is the same situation on Ericsson also. Ericsson Node B. You remember this PM sumact bits also should be removed.
Let's see if I modified the node B of Ericsson. No, it's not. I didn't move it. Didn't move it. Okay, now let me also quickly change this.
So then inform us when you will change it.
So,
Okay.
is everything clear with quality? You guys know how it works. You know it will have some, I wouldn't call it limitations, but in case that you don't get the value expected, you need to do this trick that I showed you. For the, yes, this guy is not popping up for SGSN. That's why the SGSN values are below 100. Okay, because you saw that still on these pages, when you try to analyze what's going on, the SGSN right now is showing 93.75%, right? And this is only because the counter sm at act pdp context g is not present in the file, in the PM file.
It is very strange because it is number of PGP context attempts for GSM and it should be there. Maybe you can recheck syntax. You see context without T at the end of that.
Copy paste from you from your file. Okay, context T. We are missing T, and then we should be fine, right?
Yes.
Well, not so sure because it's still not in the file. But okay, let's have a. Come on. So you are saying that the SGSN, I cannot use the inventor manager for now, as you can see, it's failing. So the quality of PM data, this one. See, it's already here. But okay, guys. So I will have a look. Oh yeah, that's here. Context. But we still, even with T, I don't see it in the file. Is it used? It is used in some order, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is used.
All right. So I'll have a look. Okay. But thanks for pointing it out. Maybe that's the reason why on SGSN we don't have the what's this 100% values. And yeah, guys, you please play with it and get familiar and maybe start using it if you like it. I'm gonna stop recording. No more questions.
One moment, please. You know that Nelly just reported to me that she cannot find BSC and the big quality KPIs there. Can you comment?
BSC and
InnoDB.
okay. Now why is that? Don't do it. But do we have any BSC counter for that is for only on BSC level?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. If you can open that file, I provided you.
No. We don't have any counter from BSC level, and we don't have any counter from eNode B level that we are monitoring.
Okay, can you check eNode B?
No. Yeah, we only collect data from. I mean, we only check the quality on 2G cells, and then we check quality on LTE cells. So you need, if you want this, these two guys, you need to enable the grouping, right? Let me also one more time quickly I show you. So you see we did the SGSN, but the SGSN proxies are always synchronized no matter the level we click. So what we can do is we can enable the debug mode. Who of you remember how to enable the debug mode on Vista Portal? I think Rahim showed it to you the other day somehow in the past. Nobody? Hmm. But this is DSSQL. There is another debug. Nelly, thank you. There is another debug just for Object Navigator. Very good if we find it, because this will also be very useful for you. And you will see one more very interesting trick with Portal. Just a second. Debug. Okay. Let me try to do it like that. Equal. And debug for OL. No. Manuel, do you remember how to enable debug in the new Vista portal?
No, not yet anymore. They changed completely everything.
Looking for an object navigator debug. It might be administrator, it might be author guide.
Or to be administrator author guide, but I think it's gonna be the administrator, man.
It's not in here.
No, not in there. Go to the
Not really.
undocumented feature. Let's talk to support.
No, it is somewhere, but bloody. Most likely the screenshot, you know, how to enable it. That's why we cannot find it. Object navigator, not here. Troubleshooting displays. Okay, here. Debug E on context, not on, E on context. So you have to add here debug equal E on context. That's for the object navigator. Okay, now you have this display context button. So if we edit it now, and I'll select something from my object navigator, I have a context tool that tells me what are the variables, okay? What are the variables used on the object navigator? Now, you remember that this SGSN proxies report is synchronized every time I click on any of the level. And this is not what I want. So I want to have this to be only working if I click on SGSN. Now, if I click on the SGSN, I have my context tool, help, and I see that Vistas is SGSN, and then also synchro title variable is equal to SGSN. Now, let's make use of that synchro title variable. So I go to edit my object navigator, I go back to my tools, and then you see the displayed SGSN proxies is synchronized from Vistas views. Actually, I wanted to do it only from views. And what I want to do is I want to add a tool condition. Okay, so if I edit the tool conditions and I add it here, what I can do is I can force Portal to only activate that tool if variable synchro title is equal to SGSN. Okay, now if I save it, that tool to synchronize the SGSN proxies report will only work if I click on SGSN. Look, okay, it's synchronized, but as soon as I click on BSC, it doesn't get refreshed anymore. This guy will only get refreshed now if I click on the SGSN. Is it? Synchro title. Yeah. How to do that? If I stop editing, and if I close that page and I edit it again, let's see. Okay, 2G not getting synchronized. Okay, access point not getting synchronized. But as soon as I click on the SGSN, not getting synchronized. Let me see what's going on. So we have to edit it again. Tools, not all views. Okay, all views. Single click, yes. Target based only, but this doesn't synchro. Title SGSN. Quickly check one more time. Synchro title, yeah, SGSN. Try to apply it on Vistas tool. One more. If I right click here, quality PM context, okay, and if I right click on the SGSN, okay, so the tool looks like it's working, but it's working. It's there. Variable, so the syntax seems to be correct. Operator value in, not equal. Okay, so let's try in. Now it's working. Right click, so shows nothing. But if I go to the SGSN, right click, I have my condition true. That's why I'm able to choose the SGSN proxies. Anyway, even if I click single click, it works. Okay, I don't need to do the right click, but the right click just proves that yes, this tool is under SGSN and only under SGSN, as you can see. So yeah, that's another tips and tricks that you guys can try. So just to help you a little bit more, I'm not gonna do the eNotes B, but what we can do is we can do the BSC report template. So I have it, I still have it loaded as all. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply grouping on BSC. First, I'm gonna put criteria. Okay, so I want the criteria on Vista. Okay, I want the 2G cell. Okay, now I'm gonna add grouping on property. Okay, we know our properties are in, let me see, because we know we have also a text property, BSC. Let's try to use this one. It will be much easier. So we have grouping and criteria on report template level. Now I'm gonna save that report template level and I'm gonna do the all BSC because it's gonna be only for BSC when we want to display the grouped value. Okay, so I have my new report template. Okay, so now I go back to edit my object navigator. So in tools, I need to make sure that right now the default tool that is from all views, all lists, and it shows the selected item is not working for Vistas BSC. So I'm gonna add a condition here on Vistas, not in BSC. Okay, I don't want that tool to work on BSC, but I want that tool, I want a new tool that will work only if my Vista is BSC. Okay, it's gonna run from views. It's gonna use the target based only because I'm clicking on a branch BSC. It doesn't really know that my intention is to display grouped cells. So I'm going to use target based only, which basically sends nothing. Okay, it just triggers the report template display. Now I'm gonna make it under single click, of course, and I'm gonna force the report template. Okay, I'm gonna force the report template. So even that the default report template in the display I'm synchronizing, so the report display I'm synchronizing, this one is gonna be only for BSC. So I want to use my report template that I prepared, which has a predefined grouping inside of the report. And I think that's it. So now if I click here, and then if I click on the BSC, I should see on the fly per on the fly group of cell values per BSC. Not really. For some reason, the Geocell BSC property might not be really populated. So what I need to do is I need to find a different property. Can I edit it? No. Then one more time. Grouping on property. Okay, so let's see, because we know that in Vista Common we have our group ID properties. So if I go here and I use the mock2g cell points to the BSC, right? Yes, mock2g cell points to the BSC. So now if I save it, this is my BSC report. And now if I try again, okay, I have to clear the cache. I'm gonna stop it. Guys, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I hope it's interesting. Okay, it's not really a quality anymore. It's more Vista portal developments and some kind of tips and tricks and on-the-fly grouping, which you will use 100%, because you see, Object Navigator is very powerful, and now with what I'm showing you, you can have already some ideas what you want to do with your pages, right? So I really hope it's useful what we're doing now. Let us clean the cache. So I saved the report template, right? Let me just double check if I'm saving the all BSC. Yes, that's the all BSC. That can be closed. Now I'm gonna clear the cache of portal. In the meantime, did you guys have a time to check our microsite Huawei support?
I already reported you about this.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't check the email, sorry. So is it working?
Yes.
Cool. That's a very good news. Let me also clean my browser cache. Where do you do that? History, no. Settings. Damn it. Not history, download not cached, cookies, hosted update. Yeah, okay. All right, now let's go back to the page. Session has expired. That's very good news. Okay, so let's see if we click now on BSC, will we get something? because cell gets to BTS, not BSC, right? So the 2G cell, mock 2G cell points to the BTS. So this, it's still valid. I mean, yeah, it works, but it's not really grouping per BSC. We want the grouping per BTS. So let me quickly find the property that you can use. 2G capacity. Capacity planning in this case will not be bad because we know it points to the right BSC, but we can check. You already see that you can use grouping per cities and other properties, right? So you don't need to check per BSC. If you like to check your quality per city, for example, yeah, you simply enable the grouping per city. But in here, we are working on the case for BSC. So capacity planning is a good property because it has a value. BSC ID. Oh, perfect. That's the also the out of the box property. But not also, but this is out of the box property and it's populated. Member of group is not a good idea. Okay, so we can use BSC ID, not really the one we tried. Come on, come on. Okay, saved. Okay, report saved, and we have our values per BSC. So now, I guess we need to clear the cache again. Hopefully. Now let's try without further cleaning. Ta-dam. So you see, this is the on the fly on the PM value of the cell, let's say, right? So it really works. Will you be fine to prepare similar one with for eNodes B then? Or you want me to do it now one more time? Because it's gonna take me like you saw 2 minutes, 5 minutes max. Or it's better if you guys do it.
But the idea is clear. I don't know if you guys have questions. So Нелли, сможем сами сделать?
Я думаю, сможем. I think it's clear.
Yes, it's clear, and if you will provide us this recording, it will help us.
So what? Okay, I will do the inode B one more time, and then that's it. If you need further on the fly groupings, you should know how to do it now. So one more time, we start with the report designer. This time I'm gonna open the BSC report, but I will save it as inode B, right?
Okay.
It's gonna be LTE cell in that case, right? Because it's we need to add a grouping on property. We need to find the right property, this time for LTE cell. InfoVista Geocell inode B. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, we save as save. Okay, now we go back to the to our page. You remember we need to first edit the current tool, the default one, where we have a tool condition vistas not in BSC. Now we're gonna put here also inode B. Okay, save. And now what we need to do is we need to add a new tool where vistas is actually inode B. Right, from views, target based only, and then under single click, and we need to choose the report template because our criterias are stored there. There is a inode B with user label empty. The one of your inodes B seems to have empty user label that we use for the inodes B. How we can find it? Let's see if you can improve on your side. Not found. Okay, in order not to keep you, I will try to identify this row, okay? But it's clear there is some row that inode B name is not correctly taken. I don't know if you guys can help me identifying it somehow.
I don't know. Maybe if Nelly will have time. Is it Huawei or?
This I don't know, but you know what? It's not really a name. It's more the property type. So we are pointing to some object that has this as a tag. So what I'm gonna do is I will add the property, not router, but it was in Geocell recursive, right? In node B. Okay, show me that property. What is this? It's the 4G, right? Okay, I'll come back to you in order not to keep you on that point, okay? But there is some.
Maybe you select Vista LT cell and its property in node B.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing, right? I selected the inode B property. Now I also want to put some 4G indicator just to be sure that it's running.
Okay, I think that quality KPI is clear.
Yeah. I'll stop the recording right now.